And so, again, the idea that Republican suburban voters are going to now, because they don't like President Trump, going to go back and vote for the party that spent 10 years destroying this country and creating more terrorism, not less. They're going to go and vote Democrat. You're out of your trees, and you know it. And so does Saturday Night Live. Rod the Bod, people. At Rodney Boyd, Insider Talk, noon to 1. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, Jamie. Jamie, happy Veterans Day weekend extended to you and to your listeners. Just wanted to get that in since I got so many family members that have served.
Well, we had a wonderful time in Florissant with the Veterans Day parade there yesterday, and Florissant we so appreciate the fact that they invited us and had us there, and it's certainly humbling to be in a parade, first of all, when you're not a veteran. And secondly, to be able to thank and see the veterans who are there with their families, honoring our veterans and looking at the parade and everything else and being able to thank them is just an amazing experience. And it was really a great day yesterday, that's for sure, in our Weber Chevrolet trucks.
Awesome. Well, good to be with you, Jamie. And, you spend a lot of time rightly covering the politics of Washington, D.C. and what's going on, and it's important. But today is an important day, the beginning of an important new era in Jefferson City. Our Missouri House of Representatives, their Republican caucus, is going to meet today. Jamie, they're going to elect a new majority floor leader. Now, that doesn't sound all as exciting as D.C., but it is critically important. This is the person that would, as you know, that would control a lot of the levers of what bills move through the House of Representatives. So today is a big day, and it's a big day for our region and for your listening audience because the two primary candidates, both good guys, hail from the region. So it kind of puts St. Louis regionally, not the city per se, but the region back in the leadership conversation. So it's a big day in Jeff City. Rob Vescovo from Jefferson County, and another guy, Kirk Matthews, from the Eureka Pacific area. They're both running for the leadership race today, and the caucus is going to vote. The caucus is going to vote, and they're going to pick a leader, and we're going to know who it is by the end of the day. And that's important, Jamie, because, Mike Searpoy is a great guy, was the former leader. He just won a special election last week to go to the Senate, and he was from the western half of the state, the Blue Springs area, and the speaker was from Poplar Bluff. So you had a situation in the House leadership where you didn't have a direct leader from our region. So here we go. Today's a big day.
Well,
big
Rob
day.
and Kirk are both really good guys. I mean, they are. I mean, I don't know how you get much better in terms of who your choices. It's pretty. You can't lose either way.
Yeah, it's the two good guys, both from the region, both very conservative guys who care about what's happening in our state. But at the end of the day, I thank you for letting me talk about this topic because, this is one of those things we wake up next session, we got a new floor leader, and a lot of people say, well, how did this person get there? What happened to the last guy? So Jamie Allman is always talking about stuff before it happens in Jefferson City. I think that's why people like your show.
Well, and it matters, though, big time, because the House Speaker, the floor leader, that is the one that it really is the gatekeeper. Either you can stall legislation or you can move it along. And I know last time around the goal was, although it was interrupted, of course, because of some scandalous activity. I'm talking maybe 2 years ago. I can't remember. But anyway, bottom line is that person has a lot of sway and power, and if that person wants to move things along, get things done, put things on a fast train, and just start moving with an agenda, they have a lot of power to do such a thing.
Jamie, there's a point in every session where the most powerful person in the House of Representatives is the floor leader because of the things you just outlined. That person controls what legislation moves, dies, or doesn't go forward, and that's critical. So it's very important that people are aware of what's happening in their state house, and that's why I love coming on your show on Mondays because you give me a chance to talk about it. And today is the day that we pick the new floor leader, who will take the helm for those that are listening next session, which is coming up rapidly, January the 3rd. You always come up first day of session. I suspect your tradition will hold true this year, and so you'll be up in Jefferson City covering it, and we'll probably interview the new floor leader live on your show.
So, going to be talking to Josh Hawley on the Allman Report tonight. He is going to be, it's another one of these things where Josh, usually what he does a news conference on something, and then he'll talk to you about it, and then we dovetail that into a Senate discussion with him. That's how it works.
No, absolutely. He wants to talk about the audit of the rape kits, which is a big announcement. I'm sure that's what he wants to talk about. Yeah. But I know you, Jamie, you're going to get him to talk about a few other important issues, and I think it'll be good for him.
But that story is a big one, though, on the rape kits and the audit and all that kind of stuff. It's really important, and he's been very aggressive. I mean, whether it be going after Backpage or whether it be going after these opioid manufacturers and some of what they've been up to, and now in terms of this issue, it's a big one. So we'll be talking about that.
After he sits on the Allman Report, he will have a new appreciation for aggressive. I'm sure you're going to go at him with some good questions.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to seeing that, brother.
I asked him a while back about the whole Danforth thing, and he pretty much laid it down. He goes, I'm my own person. I am to be taken for what I say, not what others on behalf of me say. And so he's trying to kind of cool that down a little bit. One thing I did have a discussion with somebody who's close to Tony Minetti. We had him on the air here with us before. He's a Republican running for the U.S. Senate seat. And he's got some sway, buddy. I mean, because, Sebastian Gorka is coming in December on behalf of his candidacy.
Jamie, we talked about this before. Josh Hawley has a real primary. I know that his name looms large. The other names, Peters, Minetti, the other names aren't as big. But in a primary where it's grassroots first, media second, I think he has to take every candidate seriously. Minetti, I believe, is a veteran who's got some resources, who's got some clout, who's been out to meet with, as you mentioned, Gorka, but met with some Trump folks.
And Austin Peterson's big, too. I mean, you know.
So this is not, you can't just close your eyes and say, well, we're in a general election, and it's Josh Hawley versus Clarence McCall. He's got to win this primary. That's why coming on your show, answering tough questions, putting himself out there for the grassroots folks to get to know is critical for his candidacy, because with social media and access to direct access to the citizenry that people have now, Minetti, Peters, and others are going to be relevant.
Got a break here, buddy. So appreciate you. And at Rodney Boyd, follow him on Twitter. He'll let you know who the new floor leader is. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you always.